What is bad karma email marketing? It's when you email your list and they don't buy from you and they hate you for it. When you pitch them and they complain. When you're almost embarrassed to make an offer. Good karma email marketing, also a term I stole from Frank Kern many years ago when he created a product called list karma, is when you email your list and they like it. You pitch them something and they don't get angry with you, but rather they respond with saying, oh wow, I love buying your stuff and I enjoy buying your stuff. Like, Dennis enjoys buying the Marvel stuff. I enjoy going to, Trek days. And so a purchase that they make with you feels good to them. That starts with your communication more so than with your product. So all marketing by far at this point, because we live in the information age, if any of you still feel we're going through the industrial stuff or whatever, we're now completely just sinking in information at this point, and it's information economy. It's becoming one of the greatest things you can sell. In fact, anyone seen The Great Hack on Netflix? Yes. Right? So we are now the source of information, and they collect information about us and sell it. Yes? Yes, thank you. It's in it's work in progress. Does it affect the sound? Most likely, okay. All right. So all marketing is information marketing, and therefore, whenever you market anything, you are to share information. However, in order to create that conversion, the information you are going to be sharing cannot overwhelm them because they do not want to have more information. They have enough. There's 1 million books. There's 1 million courses. There's more content being uploaded to YouTube every day than we produced in the previous 2,000 years, I believe, right? That's it. So you cannot sit at midnight and 1 minute of the day and stand up from your computer at 11:59 p.m. that same day, watching content on YouTube nonstop, and finish all the content that they uploaded that day. Impossible. There's too much information and there's no way we can process all of it. However, while people do want to be informed, they crave entertainment more so than information. So how many of you have actually finished a book in the last 30 days? Like started and finished. Wow, that's impressive. You're in an advanced room. Awesome. But I would argue that if we as a general population, that there will not be any arms in the air. But if you ask anyone if they binged on a TV show on Netflix anytime, yeah, most likely they did, and more than one. In fact, just before we went to bed last night, Anastasia was like, I'm exhausted, but I have to watch another episode of this, Big Little Lies show. I have to find out what happens to this guy. Okay, so we want to be entertained. We don't necessarily want to be informed. However, we need to inform them in order to convert them. Therefore, we need to entertain to inform. We need to entertain to convert. Right? So we create this, if you will, a chain reaction. We entertain to inform by delivering a certain form of information, and then we use that information to convert them from readers to customers. And this is what infotainment is. It basically is marketing that doesn't suck. Now, everything I'm teaching you today applies to email, but it just as well applies to YouTube videos. I know some of you are now starting YouTube brands. It applies to podcasting. It applies to book writing. It applies to pretty much any form of communication you will have with your customers. No exception. Even to your, Facebook messages you send them privately, you still want to always infotain as much as possible. Now, before I share with you some specific infotainment formulas and some guidelines on what to do to infotain your customers and your subscribers, I would like to share with you what infotainment is not, because it is often confused. Okay, so the following things are basically mistakes people make when they email their list or when they communicate to their marketplace, and as a result, their marketing sucks. First, most common, how-to tutorials. So many people think that if I release a bunch of how-to tutorials, people think that I'm an expert at that particular thing that I'm doing the tutorials on, and as a result, they will be rushing in droves to give me money. No, they will watch a tutorial, they will do nothing with the content you share with them, and they will move on to the next infotaining piece of content that will lead them to a purchase from your competitor. Another thing you do not want to do is you do not want to hard teach. Now, hard teaching is, it is the same thing that happened in school. When you went to school, you open up a math textbook, okay, A plus B equals C. Let's do 15, math examples or whatever. That's hard teaching. It's boring, it's dry, nobody wants to do it. But we will show you how to still teach but entertain the process. Now, the other thing that I see a lot of people do is they take a neutral stance on an issue or a challenge of some kind. What this means is that they pick on a controversial topic. Say, let's do Trump, very controversial individual. Ever since he stepped into office, I think the day he won the election, the Canadian embassy website went down because so many Americans wanted to move to Canada. It was very controversial. Now, if you choose to write about someone as controversial as Trump, you better not take a neutral position on him. You either hate the guy or you love the guy, but you're never in the middle. You always care. You have to have an opinion. If you do not have an opinion, you appear as somebody who does not stand for something and therefore is not worth listening to. Okay? And remember, even if your customers do not agree with your political beliefs or your religious beliefs or your any kind of beliefs, they will not stop buying from you. They will just have a better idea who you are and what you stand for. And they will respect you more for it too. When you reveal to them what you stand for without hiding those particular details, they will just love you more for it. They will respect you. They will stay, and the people who hate you, by the way, will stay on your list just to see what else you send out. That's a really interesting phenomenon. Do not send free helpful content. So the first list I've ever built, I sent, I don't know if I told this story yesterday, where I built a list of 1,000 people through blogging, and then the first email that I sent out was an article, like a blog article, right? I got 3 opens, 1 unsubscribe, 1 spam complaint, and 1 charity click to the article out of 1,000 people. It wasn't even worth it. People do not need more stuff. They don't need more articles and more helpful content. They need more entertainment. Anything that you may do that may look needy, like sharing your phone number in your email. Oh, call me right now. I'm literally sitting here with the phone in my hand, waiting for you to call me. Next email. Why didn't you call me yet? Anything happened? Oh, life got in the way? Okay, I'm still here. Hello? They're gone, they're unsubscribed. Nobody wants to do business with needy people. They want to do business with busy people who've got stuff going on. Now, the perfect example of not being needy is, of course, David Deacle. You cannot get the guy. You can be friends with him. You can be his mother. You cannot get the guy. Never gonna happen. Unless he wants to talk to you, you're not talking to David Deacle. You can set an appointment. You can have a mastermind call. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The only person I think who gets undivided attention from you is your daughter. Yeah, pretty much. Everything else, even when you call him, it's like, welcome to automated, screening line. Please state your name. It's like, Igor. Please hold, we'll try to reach the other side. Okay. So you're sitting there waiting for 2 minutes for him to decide what he wants to talk to you. That's the perfect example of how you need to act, at least in the Make Money Online space, when you're creating that guru status. Hype, claims. Whenever you make a claim, especially when you start your communication with a claim, you're then compartmentalized in the minds of your customers to a box that they have somewhere in their head. It's like, oh, another claim-making person. Go. Because there's many people who make claims. Starting with a claim or making a lot of claims or many claims is not a good idea. It doesn't generate the same response as it used to. It may be different for an industry like maybe, I don't know, infomercials may be different or something. But in our industry, in the digital market space, the more claims you make, it's like the more they learn to ignore you.